Good afternoon, students. Today I'll be teaching you. My name is Professor Neha Dave. I'll be teaching you with the help of today's chapter that is called a credit cards. You will be learning with the help of two chapters. That is the credit card. First, you will be learning with the help of what is the credit card innovation, and second, it is about how it is the functioning it is working in. Now, before starting its credit cards, we have previously went into the last sessions. We went with the help of bankings. We learn what is banking, how the terms of bankings are being used. We have even went with a certain kind of different types of its systems of a banking, how the process it has been moving out, and with the help of the process, how it has been moving with the help of the vast way. Now today we will be moving with the help of a credit cards. Now like moving further into the chapter, you will be first you will be moving with the help of little bit of summarizing. The summarize is that the credit cards, now previously you people would not be in the olden period of time, we was not having a credit card, we was just having a bank where we do the help of a transaction. With the help of in 50s and 60s, it has been set up with the help of this credit card. It has been set up on that time on 50s and 60s. So previously, when the thing is when the banks has been set up, so that is when the before price, like the on that time when the banks has been set up, the banks has been developed with the help of different types of it functioning. But on that time, they have been not thought with the help of sort of cards. So that is why it becomes very, on that time it was very smoothing, the function was working out. But still the thing is the competition has been vast. Now nowadays, as if you have seen, there are so many types of banks. Now banks is there, so banks with the bank parallel they are having their special functions, and with the help of it functions it has been moving out with the help of us. So in the banks, there are so many people who are getting into it. They are having with their certain type of a saving account. They are having current account. They are having recurring account. And with the help of this account, they do with the help of the rest of that functions. So now currently, as moving with the help of this, so like once the bank has been set it up in the proper on the 20s and 50s and 60s, and then after a certain period of time, the banks has been set up with the help of certain kinds of its cards. So with the help of these cards, the thing is the people can buy the goods and services and get the services properly with the help of it proper time of it payment to the future or either on the certain particular days. Now into this they got that much type of it facilities that the thing is what the people can pay the money like at the certain period of time, not on the same day. Like there are so many people who usually gives on the credit. What do you mean by credit? A credit is the thing which is a legal terms of two people where the two people are doing their transaction, and the most important the thing is what you can pay the amount on the certain particular date. Like you buy those goods and service and then you can pay those amount whichever, and then afterwards that amount will be reimbursed on the some particular date which has been given. So that is why they have been issued this credit card, because on the previous time only the thing is the parliament the bank the banking person, they have seen all those things, and then after that today into the competitive world, people think more thing that if the thing is the goods and services, if we are availed with the help of on the proper period of time, and if at a certain way where we can pay the amount on the certain, because what you are having number of competitions around us, and on that time the thing is what you can't pay it. If you're buying those goods and services and that's goods you want to services to someone else, so you doesn't have a time, and that payment comes in a certain period of time for the 4 to 5 days. It's not like as if you're going to the vegetable shop, you're buying those goods and then after you're paying amount. That is something which is different. But when you're into the business transaction, as we have already seen about saving account, current account, so on the saving account, usually what it happens, you do with the help of certain kind of it, you buy those goods and services. So and then afterwards the thing is you invest, and whatever the amount it is, then you pay on cash. On the previous times, like when before the cards was not there. So how the people used to do the transaction with the help of it, the people go over there to the any shops or any kind of it groceries or anywhere, and whatever the goods they want, they buy those goods, they buy those goods, and then afterwards they pay whatever the charges is with there. But nowadays the competition has been increased. Okay, nowadays usually people are very aware with the help of this cards. Now they are having so many after 50s and 60s, the Frankfil who has been set up with the help of this cards, and with the help of this cards means the first credit cards, it is what setups with the help of a person, that is a Frankfil, who has been set up on the 50s and 60s. On that time they have developed into the banks. It was a national bank of Hong Kong which has been set up with the help of this type of a credit card. It has been started over there, and then afterwards the same thing the Indian has been also accepted, and then afterwards the Indian has been accepted. The Indian people also start involved into it, and now the thing is in the currently on 80s and 90s the cards has been distributed more. The people are subscribing more, and with the help of subscriptions the thing is the bankings are also getting a fund. So this type of a system they have been taught it into the banks. So on the before 50s 60s they thought this thing that better it is we'll be having some electronic form of cards, and with the help of the electronic form of cards we'll be having those streets which has been already located, which will be like a number sorry, the number which will be already will be there, and then only the thing is with the help of electronic form insert there into the card. I'll be just moving with the help of further slides. So on that time you will be aware that what are the cards, and how this card you are having the 16-digit number, and what are the 16-digit number, how it has been bifurcated, means as if it is coming from someone they are just generating the new ID number or a client number, or else the thing is how the number has been claimed, and how the thing is how you use that card with the help of proper type of a system, and how you move it to the certain way like whenever you want to buy it. So that is why this type of a system has been started up into the banks on the earlier 50s 60s. But previous and earlier 50s 60s they thought as if like moving on the first time people would be aware or not, or people would be accepting this type of cards or not. So that there was little bit type of it like worry about this, but then afterwards once it has been moved with the help of proper way, it has been flourished with the help of its enormous. So nowadays the people are like good into keeping of cards as compared to keeping of money, because what the transaction becomes very the transaction what we do while giving the money we buy those goods and services, and same if we give the use with the help of a card, the same thing you do, you enjoy the goods and services. So that is why the thing is what they have set it up this type of cards. So like the people are very aware now currently into this current world, the people are like mostly aware into with the help of cards. In each and every you are having into the purse, you are having you won't have the money, but at least you have a card, and that each and every cards contain a certain kind of pin numbers. There won't be a certain specific numbers for each and every card. It will be a certain different numbers which has been given for the different people, and with the help of that people the thing is what the people use to that card. Now there are so many banks, they have been set it up their own cards, and they have been get a tie up with the help of MasterCards, Visa cards, they have been clubbed. Now you'll be even now you will be learning what is MasterCards, what are Visa cards, and you'll be only learning what are Platinum cards, what are gold cards. Okay, there are so many cards they have in it, and with the help of these cards, they all are having those electronic systems which is inbuilt into the cards. That is the thing. And with this, parallelly, they'll be having out how they move it, what are the process, and what are the systems, how you do the transactions on that time. So these are the different types of where the thing is the cards is being used, and what are the facilities you get it, because as if you're using those Platinum cards, gold cards, your Visa, Masters cards, any kind of it cards. So like you will be having certain kind of it facilities which has been given to them, and with the help of facilities they are giving you certain kind of it offers. So with the help of offers, facilities in the sense it is what they're giving you the offers. So at least what the customers will be interacted more, and once the customers will interact more, so ultimately the thing is people will buy the car. So that is why the thing is what this type of a banking system has been set it. Now into the last section we learn with the help of it banks, We learn with how the systems was being transacted from one party to some other party, or else one customer to from one customer, if it is being situated from outside India also. Now into this, you will be also learning with a certain type of it, the international cards also, which are only just available into the international way, which as if you go move it to the any part of a country, mostly to the international way outside of the country. So there you can use this type of cards, and as if into the Indian, because currently we are running with the help of Indians. So as you are into the Indian one, so this cards, whatever the cards is being issued in any kind of a banks which is situated in India, it will be usually will be into the India and Nepal. It will be situated, means it will be accepted that card. Baki, the rest, the country, there won't be this type of cards that has been used, and because they are already they are having, like as if you are having the international card, as we are traveling with the help of an abroad, so you can use that type of cards to get those goods and services. So that is why this type of way, where the thing is the credit card has been innovated more and more into the banking system. Because what, as if they include more, if they develop more, so the people attraction will be more, the people transaction will be more, the customer, the people will be the banks will be getting more customer. So this is what they have been infiltrated little bit into the customers. So at least what the people will be more attracted to, as if not going and keeping out so many thousands of money or lakhs of money into the hand, like when moving by shopping or doing any kind of any kind of it, like buying any kind of goods or anything, any articles as if you buy. So this is what one type of cards where the limitations are there, or even the benefits of this card is also the same thing. You are getting advantages. You can use that card. You can even fill it out certain kind of amount also previously, and then afterwards you can use that type of card. So this is what it has been said with the help of a credit card. Now we'll be moving further. So these are the different types of credit cards. I have kept it. So what are different types of, you are having different types of credit cards. I just kept it on the screen, so at least you people would be aware like what are the different types of credit cards. So you are having Master's cards, Visa card, Discovered cards, and there's other certain kind of different cards are there. So with the help of these cards, the thing is what, we'll be moving further. Now the histories. Now here they have been set it up. Now into this, you'll be learning of histories, which I already explained you currently. That is the same. That hundreds years of ago, like as if I say 50-60 years ago, this type of credit system has been inbuilt. Like previously, currently it is like on the previous time it was not there, but currently the thing is what they have been set it on the, it was born over hundreds of years ago, and on the 60s reported only the negative financial information, and on the 71 Fair Credit Report Act. Now these are the two like on the previous, like where on 50s 60s when this thing was set it up, the people has thought no, it won't be working, it will be like how the customer will be getting attracted, because how they will be paying the money. I mean, there were so many questions which was arised. So on that time what they have been thought about it, so then afterwards they have been built a card, but there was a people who was getting attracted on that time previously. Then after a certain period of time, once the thing is on the 71, the Fair Credit Report Act, the act has been set it up. Now into this act, the thing is what each and everything was getting auditing, and on that time they will be checking out, and finally the thing is on the 97 they have been set a Fair Credit Report System. Means because there was a transaction of giving a goods. If I give you the goods, and as if I say you pay me on 30 days, so for you it is okay. For you to pay the 30 days, it's okay. But for me, it is like to pay the 30 days, how I'll be doing a transaction. Because from where I am buying the goods, I need to pay them. So what are the transaction I do? So this was a question was arised on that time. So that is why on the 60s, the thing is what report becomes a very negative on that time. It doesn't move further. So that is why the thing is what it was like half the people was ready, half the people was not ready, and there were so many questions was arise. So like it was very difficulty for the people to cope up with this. So that is why the thing is then finally the act has been passed. There's a Fair Credit Report System. They have been kept certain type of a process, so that with the help of the process, how the credits are being created means as if I buy those goods and services. as if I buy those and goods and services. So how I'll be paying the customer, and that customer, and with the help of it, as if the goods whatever that person is buying, means as if you are buying the goods from me. So I'm a buyer, I'm a seller, you are a buyer. So what it happens, as if I've already bought from someone the goods, so as if I need to also pay them. So that is why even my is also credit over there, and even the thing is you are also paying me the call. I'm also into credit. Means my from here is also the credit is being remitted, from there the credit is remitted. But I need to know what type of transaction so that is why that type of it agreement what I kept, a legal type of it agreement. It's a one type of it agreement like credit card. So that is why this type of it system is arrived. So on that time they have kept an agreement between the person. Here it becomes party to party, and there the thing is, I'm having those business transaction, and here I'm having those the thing is it's a business transaction, but here the thing is I am the seller, but that person is a buyer, and that side the thing is I become the reverse. When I become a buyer, that person becomes a seller. So that is the risk between from me. If the goods won't buy, so ultimately it will be on my hand. I need to pay him. Because if the thing is good will say, then only I can need to pay you. So this type of a transaction happens. So that is it becomes very difficulty to cope up, and it becomes very way to perform. So that is why in the 70s, when once the act has been passed, they had been thought about it, and finally the thing is they prepared a certain type of a transaction. So now they have been said you can give the credit and give them a 30 days. And once you are winding up with the help of the 30 days, within the 30 days, you will be having, like before, once the thing is your limitation in every month will be giving out the cards, in every month the cards is issued. Once the thing is the people does any kind of a transaction, what you need to do within a certain particular period of time, drop the person at the bill, and once the bill it has been arises into the bill, means once after 30 days, issues the bill, and into that issuing the bills, the amount it has been getted, and then afterwards the certain date is also given to you. So on the particular date you need to pay the cost. So whatever it has been there. So that type of a billing system they have been kept, and even they have kept with the help of it, or else what you do, you keep certain kind of it amount into that cards. So one type of a smart card. You give certain type of it amount into the smart card, into that card, and once if you're buying somewhere, so ultimately the thing is whatever 2,000, 3,000 rupees, whatever you have buy, it has been deposited into that person account, and rest of whatever means, for example, how we people do the recharge, simple. How we people do the recharge. We are having two types of it. You can take it that thing. Credit also we are having out, which is the postpaid card, and this is next is the prepaid card. What do we do? The prepaid card, we just fill it out the certain part of it, whatever 50, 60, 100 rupees, whatever it has been there, you fill it out. How many do you do the calls? You do like so many calls you do. It's like afterwards as if you're having 100 rupees into your account, and you're giving the calls to each and everyone, this here and there, and finally the thing is the amount has been deducted from that 100 rupees only, it has been deducting out. So that is type of it's called a prepaid cards. So here the thing is what already, so this type of a facility which is already given to them. So this thing they have thought that previously if we do this thing, so it will be like very proper way, so at least what we can move it on the correct reason of part. So that is why they thought about it to make it this way. So as if you move it to the prepaid, you pay the amount, and already the thing is what into the cards, the amount it has been fixed it out. Only just whenever you're buying, whatever you're doing your shopping, and ultimately it has been from your account only the amount it has been deducted. And what you do the prepaid, what you do the postpaid card? Postpaid card, it is what you just give the calls to everyone. Okay, there's certain limitations which has been given. It should be not over to their limitations, because your card is having certain value which has been linked it up with the help of your salary account, whatever the salary it is, because usually credit cards are not given to someone else. Usually they have been checked for the bank balance, and once as if you check the bank balance, then only the thing is what you can use it, because there should be certain type of a limit, and then afterwards, after checking your bank balance and accounts and all each and everything, they have been given certain type of it limitations, and with the help of that limitations only you can use that. It should not lose more. It should, and there is certain type of it limitations which has been given to you. So this thing, it is what which has already been as if I said, from the prepaid card is also the same thing, where the thing is what the You give the calls, and finally at the month, once the month is in, you are getting the bills, and the bills are having certain type of a date which is given. On that particular date, you need to go and fill it off, and there is given certain type of limitations, like this means not to more that cost. So see how I compared with your credit cards, how you're using in your day-to-day life, and that with the help of your giving a calls, prepaid and postpaid card. So this type of systems which they have been developed into the banks with the help of a different name, but the thing is the system is the same, but it is each and everything here, it is like it will be moving into the electronic form. Here the thing is what, you are not having that card which has been moving with the help of an electronic. Here will be each and everything will be moving with the help of an electronic form. So that is why although this transaction has been done into the previously. So now the thing is what, it was over 200 years, like it was previously on the 100 years, previously on the olden period of time they have been set it, which was by Frank Finn on 51. They have been set it on this type of it, first type of it, credit reporting, how they have been set it up with the help of what I credit, they have been set up with the help of credit cards. And what is the thing here, your main motive it is what, history of credit reporting, how the thing is, how we can give the credit to some other people. So this thing question arises, you can't give 5 rupees to your friends also. After certain particular period of time, you go and ask, give me the 5 rupees. This thing what we does. But the same thing, so here also there's so many questions arise, so that is why the thing is in the previous time, the information of the financials were negative, it means into the minus, because ultimately we are into the loss only, not till the time the customer doesn't pay to me, we are into the loss. So that is why this question was around, and finally it was not moving. Then after a certain period of time, when the act has been passed, and finally they got to know that like this type of a transactions you can do it. So this was a greater way where the thing is what, the history has been conveyed with the help of it using of credit. Now see, I'll just move it out a little bit. Credit reporting was born more than 100 years ago, when a small retail banking banks together to trade for the financial information about their customer. The merchant association then turned into the small credit bureaus, will later consolidate into the large one with the event of in computerization. But previously they have been said about the small scale industries people, like previously it was born the credit reporting, the credit transaction, how we'll be giving a credit to the certain people. It was this type of it born on the previously on the 100 years ago. And then afterwards where the thing is, why the thing is this thing has happened, because of the customers, where the thing is a small retail merchant bankers, small retail merchants, they has been given one certain kind of loans. They want to buy the goods and services, and they want to give this to the customer. So that is why the thing is, half the people is ready, like why to give the credit to someone else. So this time of the question was this, that is why the report has been performed on that time, the report has been performed. Then afterwards the thing is what, finally the thing is, the merchant association then turned into the small credit bureau, which later consolidated into large one with the event of it computerizing. Previously they thought what are this type of it cards, how we can give it, because the money, how it will be going, how the credit will be moving, this type of it the question was arising. And once the thing is what, once it has been done, then afterwards a group of the people, the merchant associations, then afterwards they have been like group of the people, they came together, and then afterwards they built this type of it system. And once they built that type of it system, and finally they came into the large one, and then afterwards each and everything was, then afterwards they planned to make it a computerizing. So like let us make each and every system into the computerizing system. Next it is by the 60s. Now this was in the earlier 50s, what we have learned on the 50, 51 on that time, what are the things for there. Second, we will be learning with the help of 60s. What was the 60s? How the thing is it was in Wilde. By the 60s, CRAs, banks then reports only on the negative in financial information as well as the lifestyle information culled from the newspapers and other sources. Information such as the social habits, arrests, drinking habits, and the cleanliness. Now in the 60s, as if we have already seen previously also, on the 60s, the report only for the negative information. They have been said like whenever, as if the thing is on that time, the thing is when the report has been came, it was a report which was a negative report, because on that time there was not a proper inbuild of anything. So that is why the people was very moving into the wrong way of it. wrong way of it, like eating habits and getting doing very wrong things. So that is why they have been arrested and all. So on that time, like people was not properly into that, like what to do, what not to do. That is why this type of it, and then afterwards they move it into very wrong way of wrong way, and finally the thing is this all thing whatever happened on the relating to the credit on that time. So it was there on the newspapers, and then after in the newspapers, the thing is the ad was updated, and with the help of this ad, the thing is what on that time the thing is the report has been failed negative. Then on this, then one the thing is on the 71, what it was there, okay, what we have learned here, as if I went previously. We are born on the 100, 60s it was a negative one, and then afterwards we are moving with the help of 71 where you can see it out. Now this we have learned with the help of two things. That's the first is credit reporting was born. This thing we have learned. We went with the help of a 60s, where it went for the negative one. Then on the 71 where the thing is what this FCRA Act, the Act was inbuilt, and with the help of an Act, the thing is what it has been moving with the help of it proper. Now see, the controversy led to the congressional inquiry, and in 1971, okay, they have been kept in inquiry, like after passing on 61, the people said, let us, like more 10 years afterwards, they thought about it, again they have been inbuilt the same thing, and then finally they have kept certain kind of it panels, certain kind of it inquiries on that, and once they have done with the help of inquiry, the Congress passed the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Then finally the thing is what a Congress has been passed this type of act, which we have already known, FCRA, which established a fair way. Why the thing is the act was there. Now see, now with the help of this certain period of lines, this thing, why the thing is the act has been inbuilt, because so that the thing is whatever the credit things are being done, so this will be kept into the record properly, and whatever if there is certain frauds, any kind of it illusions, any kind of it illegal, whichever it will be performed. So on that time it can be take certain kind of it corrective actions. So that is why this type of it controversy has been created on that time. So that is why just move it further, so that the customers won't get any kind of a dissatisfaction. So that is why this type of it act has been performed, so that each and everything whatever it will be done, it's a fair, because as if you are moving with the help of cards, like credit cards and all. So this thing it is little bit very it's computerizing, so because as if you are, it's very severe, and there are certain things like when you are doing into the computerizing, sometimes what had happened, your each and everything like your certain pin numbers have been mixed, your the number which has been already located into this card, it happens certain period of time it has been same. So that is what are wrong. Certain period of time also it happens like that, that as if you're getting a same pin number also. So it becomes very, the transaction becomes cross, and it becomes very difficulty to get it out, like what to do. And then after again you need to give the call, why this happened, that happened, no. Even so that is where this becomes very type of difficulties. And the thing is, they have been on that time they have not thought that how to keep the each and every record, because as if I keep the proper way of record, so I can understand how much I have given the credits on that time, how many the things, how the transaction was done between the two people. Now see, so that is why this is for the better prospect for the consumer or a customer, so that at least they will be availed with this thing. Now see, controversy, this which act, now why the thing is the act has been performed, which act a framework for the fair information practice to protect the privacy and promote the acquire into the credit reporting, like whatever the report that has been given to it on that time, it would be fair, this two things, it will be fair information practices to protect the privacy, like it will be a secret one, the number won't be shared to anyone, like whatever the PIN numbers, whatever the cards is number, whatever the number it is given, and whatever the transaction, it is a secret, it is between, like as if you're buying something, you're swiping something, so it is between the transaction between the two people. So it is like a secret where like no one will come and see, even you're having your own password which is given to you whenever you're buying anything. So ultimately whatever the goods, you take the advantage of the goods. So finally what you do, you buy the goods, you swipe the cards, and finally each and every transaction you do. So this thing is, so that is why it becomes a privacy and a promotes acquire in the credit reporting. So at least if each and everything it will be done, so private you will be having each and everything, your accounting, how many credits it has been given to you, and even the systems, usually as if you people would be aware with the help of it, credit card bills, whatever you are giving certain type of limitations, you can use that type of it. And once the thing is the month happens, you are getting a bill, and with the help of that bill, you can even, this type of facilities, you can even pay the half of the amount. If you pay the half of the amount, then afterwards the thing is the rest of balancing account, it has been shown into the into the balance only. So with the help of that balance, it has been already tallied. So like this thing, so how the transaction wins, then afterwards only you can do the transaction, na? So like as if I buy 5,000 rupees, as if I buy any goods of 5,000 rupees and I only paid 2,500. So rest 2,500, it will be into my balance account. So it will be this thing. And again, on the next time when I'm doing any kind of a transaction, more of 7,000 rupees. So on that time, what will come? My opening balance will be 7,000 plus 2,500, which has been balanced over there, which is my previous balance. So it will be 9,500. It will be a total. So this type of a transaction which is also given is. So that is why, see, each and everything which has been already given. So like on the proper way, it has been each and everything, it has been placed. So that is, this is called a proper way. It is an accurate, it is a proper way of privacy which has been given. Privacy means a certain type of limitations, proper way that's given. And then afterwards, they have been said whatever, how many credits, like as if I say up to this much. So this is what a proper acquirer of credit, how much to release, because you are having certain limitations which I said already, like as if saying your bank balance, then only it will be recognizing how many amounts you are keeping on. So this thing is there. Consumer gain the rights to view, disputes and correct their records, and CRSA begins to supplement the often blend reports with the information on the consumer positive financial history. So this is what it has been said, like consumer gains the right to view the disputes, like as if there is certain kind of a mistake, so consumer can go and they can fight regarding to this. They can report the dispute and CRAs which has been there. Okay, so with the help of the CRAs, they have been given a proper way of reports which will be submitting properly. And if there will be any kind of it wrongly which has been dealt with the help of one customer, they can be taking certain kind of it the actions regarding to this. And once the action has been regarded, so it will become into the positive information which has been given to the consumer. So here the thing is what, with the information on the consumer positively on the financial history. So this is what a proper way, where the thing is what the history has been inbuilt into the proper way of bills. And with the help of a proper way of bills, the thing is each and every, and even this report is also submitting to the banks, like whatever currently any type of it credit cards you are using for any type of it banks. So with the help of it, this type of it, your account number, your each and everything, your details, it has been already placed into the to the people. So with the help of this people, the people can move it into the vast way. And if you want any kind of it certain kind of it details, you can move over there, you can buy those details, you can even get any, if they have been put certain kind of it extra charges also certain times. So at least what you can give the calls, there are already numbers which has been already given into the bills, and with the help of it, the consumer will be getting a proper benefit. So that is on the 71. This type of it FCR has been built. So that is called a fair credit reporting. So this is the way the thing is, the credit it is given, and with the help of a credit, it is properly reported to the certain type of it banks. So at least what the people would be, the banking systems, the computerizing system would be understanding. It is totally computerized. It is not like some people does things. It's totally computerized. Like whatever you're buying, it is already doing the transaction on that time, already done with the help of an account. So this is what which has been already being in with the help of with the help of an inquiries which has been done on the 71. Then afterwards, now types of cards, as we have already seen, there are so many types of cards also previously. Now see, as if you will be having a card, that is ATM cards, debit cards, smart cards, and check cards, check guarantee cards. Now there are different types of banks, but they are having certain type of facilities which is already given to you. Types of banks. Now, as if we're moving with the help of a bank, that is ATM cards, debit cards, smart cards, and guarantee cards. Now, check guarantee cards. Now, these are different types of cards. ATM, that is any auto teller machines which has been there for the 24 hours, which has been said. Okay, wherever like any the person you can go do when with the help of transaction. This is also we have learned on the previous sessions when we are moving with the help of an bank. So on that time we have learned what are the ATM cards, how the transactions is being used, like any of the person, their own having your own PIN number, your own ID number, each and everything it has been done. So like just only need to go and then afterwards again the thing is what each and everything you can whatever the transaction is in your PIN number to take any kind of money, and then afterwards the thing is your you can use this type of service. It is a one type of it like cards where the thing is a 24-hour services. It can use on the 365 days. It's not like that on the some days. During holidays also you can use it. So this type of it cards this is given for the ATM cards. Next, debit card is none other than same thing. It's a one type of fit ATM cards also. It's a one type of it, same ATM and debit cards are same. So debit cards is already it's like connected with your saving accounts. So with the help of it, like whenever you do the transaction, so like whatever the amount it has been there, so directly it has been deducted from your account. So like that is why the good way of impact which you get it on the credit card. Smart card, as if I said, you can renewal that card for the certain period of time and you can use the services anytime, whichever you want. Check cards, check guarantee cards, like previously it was there, currently it is like people are not aware with it. People it's a one type of it like ATM how you use, it's a, that type of it only. So like each and everything is been embedded into each and every one. Internal to that cards which has been located. So like these are the different types of it cards usually what people use and with the help of card. Now say ATM cards, I'll just move it with the help of it, little 2-3 types of it points have been inbuilt. Now see, what are ATMs? ATM cards permit a customer to assess the transaction and saving account. As if I already said, your ATM card is the same one as if you are having a saving account into the bank. You can assist to any kind of a customer. It is the 27 hours a day, every day of the year, through automated teller machines. That is called an ATM. That is the automated teller machines, which is being said where you can use anytime. It's a 24 hours. Whenever you want to do you can do the transaction. It helps us to find out the account balance. Why we use the ATM card? What are the facilities which you get it? This type of facilities. First, it is what account balance. As if you don't want to just want to check your account balance, better it is like moving into the e-commerce way, e-banking way where you're moving or just you're having certain kind of PIN numbers that and the save. It's a one type of it, but as if this you can check it anywhere, like as if you're having ATM, you should only present your card and PIN number and then you can swipe and you can get it your account balance. Transferring funds, obtain the cash, as if any of the person had transferred transfer from one bank to some other bank, that also you can get the details on that time. And perform other financial transactions. This thing also you can do it as if currently you are having so many type of things where the thing is what you can do the transaction anywhere, as if you can even fund you can transfer, or else you can do with the help of it any kind of a transfer with the help of the ATM. So that is why it becomes very good way where you can do the transaction with the help of an ATM card. Okay, yes. Okay, so that is why this type of ATM cards it has been there. So we perform this type of transaction, which is a 24 hours one. Next, it is what a debit card. It's one other than the same thing, which is called a plastic card with the electronic forms. You are having see how the chip it has been shown, how the debit card, the chip it has been shown, which is totally transacted with the help of it, with the way where it has been performed with the help of transactions, like with the help of this type of cards that has been there, and with the help of this type of cards, the thing is what we do the transaction. Now see, debit cards are the plastic cards with electronic information. They look very similar to the credit card. It looks the same one. You are having a plastic cover which is being there. How you are having the ATM cards is the same one as if you are having a plastic cover which is already just inbuilt. That's all electronic form. It is not like they are having like some simple paper plastics they have been using. They have been using certain type of plastic bags which has been covered, and that plastics which is in, it's not that type of plastic, it's something which has been different type of plastics which has been already covered into it. Then afterwards it looks like a similar like a credit card. How we are having a credit card, the same it has been used. Even there are so many debit cards and credit cards have been linked with the help of masters and visa cards. They have been already linked it up with them, so that it has been like promoting that type of cards also. Very similar to the credit card that you can use to take a money out against to any checking account, any type of it, as if, and it is the best thing where it is not like that like any bank. Currently this type of good facilities which has been given to each and every bank, like previously this system was not there. Only as if, for example, I will be having a card of Bank of India, so this card, whatever the debit card, whatever I'm using out, or ATM cards I'm using, I can only use with the help of Bank of India only. And this card, it won't be able to any other banks. So it becomes very difficult because if certain period of time this bank won't be there over there, then so how will be doing a transaction? So that is why now they have been set it up with the help of new terms, where as if I'm having a Bank of India card, I can use it, I can move to the Canara Bank and I can use this type of a transaction. So it is like very easy way, very smooth way the transaction has been done. So it is like there won't be any kind of it mismatch or any kind of it way of presenting a wrong terms or not doing a transaction. Finally, you're disagreed and you're just being at home. So that is why now see, debit cards with the plastic cards with the electronic information that looks very similarly to the credit card, same it is like, that you can use to take the money out against your checking account. Then afterwards, when you swipe your debit card, remember that the money is taken immediately from your checking account. So like when you swipe, so ultimately like whatever the number it has been given to it, so directly it will be getting into your account. Or else like anyone, as if you go to Big Bazaar or any kind of it way where you do e-shoppings, as if you do, so people doesn't carry a card. So like people doesn't carry money, usually people carry the card. So like when you go to the car, when you go to any kind of a bank, you just need to just swipe it. Once you swipe it out, so totally the thing is the checking whatever the account, it will be done directly towards to that bank, it will be done. So like it will be a transaction between the customer and that person, whatever they're doing, the person doing a transaction. So this type of a two-way of performance, it has been done. So this, with the help of it, they used to help a child. It's totally electronic form way where you just only need to fill it out those details, PIN numbers. In the previous time, the credit card was become very insecure. Like people was good. People was buying out that type of a card. It was good, a nice way of performance. But the thing is, what becomes very risky because the thing is, any of the purchase, certain period of time, it has been like way with the help of its customer. If it is waived somewhere, so like it becomes very difficulty to get it out. Then after you need to go to the bank for this and doing the transaction. But currently, this type of it, good facilities they have been given. Each and every credit card will be having their own passwords. So how you will be having different type of it cards, what we are using, ATM cards, debit cards, smart cards, they all are having the password. So now into this credit also they have been kept certain type of it password, and with the help of it, like whenever as if you are aware, so this type of it good transaction it is given, good way of facilities to the customers, so as if it has been moved somewhere else, or as if it has been lost somewhere, you just only need to give the information to the bank and then after once it, so like they stop the cards doing any transactions or anything, they stop the cards, they stop the transaction of anything. So this thing, it is what a good way where you are using the type of it cards which you are getting, and good facilities were just as if after 71 you are getting out, and the previously you are not getting, after 71 they have been getting out this type of facility. Now ATM cards we have seen with the help of debit cards. Now what is a smart card? Smart card, see how is a smart card? These are the smart card which has been used with the help of Visa and all. Now see, a smart card is a credit card sized plastic card with an embedded computer chip which are already having a chip. Now see, can you see this kind of chip here? As of how the thing is, the chip it has been already given. Now usually it is there on the smart card. whenever you do the smart card, you just only need to just, with the help of this chip, this totally it is electronic form. It is totally electronic form. This one, it is totally electronic form. So like whenever as if you do the transaction with the help of this chip only, the thing is the transaction it has been cut it out. Now smart card as if I given, there is a having the certain kind of it memory which is being said. So with the help of this memory, you can fill it out those into this smart card. You can fill it out those amount, and with the help of this amount, you can, if as if you move it out anywhere, you just only need to swipe out, and whatever the transaction has been done, you can do it. So as if usually I've seen into the trains, as if currently you're having the card which has been given to you, or a bus, which is it's a one type of a prepaid cards. You can do it as a prepaid one. You can just put it out certain kind of an amount. All the cards are having certain type of a processor. Into the chip it has been given, that is a memory. So with the help of it, you can fill it out those amount into it. And once as if you fill it out those amount into it, you can enjoy whatever the service that has been there. And finally, it has been deducted into that from the card only. It has been deducted. So it becomes very good way where you do the good way of transaction, where you doesn't need to just go for certain limitations or anything. There's no limitation. Whatever the amount you want, you can put it out that type of it amount. Usually we do into the prepaid cards. What we do with the prepaid card, you just already fill it out with the help of certain. Usually we do with the help of it phones also, with the help of mobile phones also you do the same thing. You usually fill by like 500-600 rupees the talk time which you filled out, and finally with the help of it, like whatever you do the transaction, whatever how many you give the call, you just whatever the amount it has been deducted into, that type only it will be deducted on that time only. Whatever the amount will be, the thing is, it will be the rest of it, and that amount you can input it on the next time. And it is like you can use it. They're having certain the time you can use it anytime. And once again it has been completed out that full amount, then again the thing is you can fill it out that amount. You need to pay the charge and you can fill it out that account, and then afterwards you can do the transaction the further heads. So this is what a smart card which has been given to it. Now see, I just move it out once again. A smart card is a credit card size plastic which is embedded on the computer chip. This is a computer chip, whatever it has been there, as if you can see. The chip can either be microprocessor with the internal memory or a memory chip with a non-programmable logic. There won't be. Now the chip, whatever it has been there, see, you can see the chip. So like as if this chip is there, so it will be a microprocessor with the internal memory which are having certain type of it memory which is embedded into it, or else the thing is it will be certain type of it microchip where the thing is a non-programmable logic, means there won't be any kind of it internally, the systems won't be there on that time. So that is why like any two types of chips from one you can give it. They are programmed to accept, store and send data. So like why we are keeping this type of with chip, where the thing is what, wherever as if you present this type of it card, so on that time they can accept it, the cards can be accepted properly, it can be stored for the longer period of time because all the cards are having certain type of it like year where the thing is the card you can keep it for the longer period of time, your times whatever, like 10 years, 15 years, 16 years, it has been given already in each and every bank. They're having certain type of it years. So with the help of a year, you can keep that type of it card and send data. You can have that type of it cards where you can send the data also, or else you can receive any kind of it data into it, means not data, that is data in the sense it is whatever you're checking the balance, your account, your withdrawing account, your cash slips, your min slips, whatever the slip you're getting towards to the transaction, that type of it, that is called a smart card which has been there. It's one type of it computerized chipped card which has been there, chip card it has been there. Now, what is credit card? Now see, what is credit card? Pre-approval credit which can be used for the purchase of an item now and payment them for the later. So this is what, now as if you can see the man is sitting here, he got certain kind of it amounts and he's paying out the amount on the later one. So this is what a credit, as if you're getting out the credit. Now see, pre-approval credit which can be used for the purchasing of an item. So this is a pre-approval of credit, like as if you're giving out the goods just like that only, and you can pay the money on the later, like an item now, you can pay the item now and payment of them to the later. So this is a very good way where you can explain the credit card. That's the way whatever it has been done. Now what is credit? The legal agreement to receive the cash, goods or services now and pay for them into the future. This is called a credit, means as if it's a legal term between the two parties. like as if you're buying with the help of using any kind of it ATM cards or debit cards or any kind of it credit cards. Usually the credit cards what you're moving on. So usually you buying any kind of a credit cards, you're doing an agreement between both the parties, two parties. So like as if you're having from the banks and then afterwards that customer, they're being linked it together. And then afterwards the bank is giving out certain type of it where you buy those goods, the bank is performing a third party's performance. But with this parallelly the thing is what the shopkeepers or any kind of it shops, whatever they're giving a process, isn't it? You buy the goods from here, but you can pay the same goods for that amount, you can pay it on the later one, in the future. So this is what a credit which is being said. Now, credit card. What are the credit cards? Now, types of cards we have already learned: ATM card, debit card, smart card, check, guarantee cards, and there's one more, this credit card. What chapters what we are learning about it. So, now, what is the credit card? How the credit card has been inbuilt? Now, see, we'll be moving with the help of it card. Just a moment. Okay. Now we'll be moving with the help of a credit card. It's a plastic card having a magnetic strip which has been already given to it in the back side of the card. Then after issued by the bank or business authority, the holders to buy the goods and services on the credit. Also called a charge card. This is also called a charge card. There the thing is already which has been there. Now I'll show you preview afterwards. After this, we'll be showing you the credit card, how the credit cards are in there. You are having the cards and with the help of the cards, it has been certain for the particular banks or for the particular business person it has been there. Then it's a magnetic strips whatever it has been done as if you move the card. The back side of the card will be having so many lines which has been there. It's a magnet strips. And that type of magnetic strips which it has been electronic firmly it has been performed. So this type of it has been there, and this is given to the card where you can buy any kind of goods and service on the credit base. So that is why this type of card it has been used. So one type of plastic coated which has been given to it on the card. Now the concept of using this card, it was first described on 1887 by Edwin Bellamy in the Ethiopian novel Looking Backward. The size of the most credit cards is 85.60 into 53.99. So these are the two way where the thing is like length and breadth of the cards will be this much. It is like not more than that, not more than less. So in the previous time, like when credit card was there, so on that time, like credit things what they have been said, and then afterwards this credit card has been first inbuilt by the Edwin Bellamy in the Ethiopians novel which has been said like this thing they have been given the concept the first time the concept came of credit card, like issuing a credit card, and this would be the system of length and breadth of the cards, and with the help of it you can give the authorizations to the credit, like any of the person can buy the goods regarding to this. Eligibility for this cards. Now, what are the eligibility? Usually, what are the eligibilities? Like whenever, as if you're buying a card, there should be some account bank from some accounts into the bank, that is called a saving account should be there, or current account, any kind of it. Assets and liability in the particular dates are reported to the bank as if I said your balance sheet has been transacted. It should be sent to the bank like before getting out this type of credit card facilities. Then a statement of annual and monthly income, whatever as if I said you the bank balance or whatever the salary account, whatever the amount will be that annually and monthly you can just give it out. This annually, yearly, you need to give it for the yearly, and second it is what annually, monthly you can need to give it out. He is considered a credit worth up to certain limits depend upon his income, assets and expenditures. Now how the limitations, as if I say you are getting out, as if previously I discussed, like as if whatever the transaction, what are the cards you're getting on, and finally whatever the goods and services you want to avail, you can buy those goods and services and avail, and finally you can pay that amount into the future. So like once, as if you're paying the amount into the future, what is the thing is you are paying the amount into the later. So on that time when you're paying the amount into the later, the bills has been generated, and once the thing is the bills has been generated in the month, so on that time they are having certain limitations. You should not over to the limitation. One, that is the same thing. Second, the limitation which is given into the bill, it is depend upon your income and expenditures, whatever it has been there, that's the income. Whatever the salary it has been there, what are the assets, how many assets you are having out, and then afterwards what are expenditures that has been there, what are expenses you have done. Because after doing this only the credit card has been issued, and after this only the thing is that person is eligible to perform his duty and get his credit card with his own name. So that is becomes a very difficulty way. That becomes very good way where the thing is the card doesn't move for the wrong with the help of wrong condition. It moves on the proper, because as if there should be they are giving you the on the credit, so there should be the bank should also be seen that does that person is capable of paying me the money or what on the credit line, like 30 days, after 60 days, because what, as if I give the credit card like that only, with the help of limitations of 5,000, 50,000 rupees, but still that person, I know it from my end that the thing is the person can't pay me 50,000 rupees, and I did not took any kind of a document. That person will buy those goods and finally he will be just vanished, and certain period of time where I need to go and find that person. So it becomes very difficult, and ultimately I am into the loss. So when you are into this, you need to think about the customer first. It's the first thing. Credit card, when you're selling out or any buying out, you're willing, you need to think about the customer. But with this credit, previously even you need to think about the credit, how the thing is you'll be doing with the help of a transaction, and how the thing is you'll be aware with the help of this transaction. So that is to get eligible, the three things, it's your annual and monthly incomes, whatever it has been there, and your expenditures, whatever the assets, how many assets are there, what are the assets you're having, like what are the house are having, what are the cost of that house and all, each and everything, the details, it should be present on that type. If you're having any kind of a business, so like business, what are types of businesses, that type of it, each and everything should be present on that type, because as if you give it, then only the thing is the credit cards can be issued on that. Now, particulars. Now, see, can you see this type of a credit card, how the cards have been there? So, like, as if you'll be having this type of a chip, which has been already, it's a Visa card, one type of it. Now, particular displays on the credit card. Usually, what are things are there on the credit card? Name of the customer, as if I say, Daniel. Okay, already customer name is there. 16-digit card number, which has been this type of a 16-digit card number, will be already there. Then validity date, which will be already the date has been the date of issuing that card and the date of the validity, how many years are the cards are being there. Visa hologram and Visa logo, which will be there, hologram and Visa, like it will be certain way where the thing is it will be just transparent, you can't be able to see, so that it has been chip which has been already located into this. You are having a Visa logo, because with this logo the thing is what, you cannot be identified, because what logo, it is a must. Okay, then name of the issuing banks, Deutsche Banks, which has been already signed. Then name of the issuing banks which have been there, like this bank has been issued the credit card. Signature period, whatever the signatures will be given to it, so that type of signature period. Magnetic strip, which is already on the back side of a which is already on the back side of a credit card, which you can see a lining which will be there till your on the back side of the credit card. So already it will be there, this type of a magnetic strip which has been already connected with the help of your computerized. Next, it is what a pin number which has been already given to you, and that type of a pin number, it has been a secret, a confidential pin number which will be given to it, and with the help of a confidential pin number only the thing is you can do the transaction. So that is this are the things of the credit card should be compulsory. So because without this, the thing is what, the cards has been incomplete. First it is what a signature name of the customer, as if I have given to it, valid 16-digit number. These are the 16-digit number which has been already given to it. It's 47791. Then afterwards validity date, which will be already given here. The date will be already given and how many years it will be there. Visa hologram and Visa logo. Logo it has been there, hologram will be into this only, which will be transparent, you cannot see. Then name of the issuing bank, Deutsche Bank, which has been already given, like any kind of a bank, whatever which they have been in there with the help of visas or Mastercard, they have been linked it up. So that type of it you'll be getting a signature period. What are the signature period, which is be already given to it into the signature, will be usually there on the back side of your credit card. And with the help of backside of the credit card, there is magnetic strips, which will be a lining one, which will be a strip, and you are already having a PIN number. PIN number will be a secret one. Because of this only, the thing is what a particular the credit card will be displayed. Then now see, as if I'll be showing to you what does that 16 means. Now yours is your second 16 digit card number, which is the same number which has been given. What are the 16 numbers? Well, how the thing is the 16? Usually it is there on 16 only. So how the thing is the 16 number will be performed. Now see, what are 16 numbers? Now first, as if you can see it out, this other cards, you are having the type of a 16 digit number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15 and 16. 16 digit number it has been there. Now see how the 16 digit is being used. The first industrial ID, okay, this will be, or this two, this one is your industrial ID, means a company wherever you're working out, or else the thing is from where the credit cards are being issued, so that industrial number would be your first one. Next, from 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, this 5 numbers will be of issuer's ID, like already which has been generated from the computerizing on that time, like when we are issuing this type of credit card to the person. So there will be of issuer's ID 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 till 6. There will be 5 numbers to it. Then rest of it 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so like this is my number. This is my account number. It's 5, 6, it's a 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. This will be my total account number. See here it has been given to it. So I need to keep whatever the account number, what will be my account number into the bank, that will be, and rest 8 will be of checksum. It will be a certain particular amount, whatever limitations which has been given to that card, so that type of it, that amount whichever it will be there, so that little bit type of it, there is some total which there does, and finally we keep that sum total over there. So this is what a way where the 18 digit means. What you mean, what does 18 digit mean? These are the different type where the 18 digit means. First it is what you are having an industrial ID number, will be your bank, will be your whatever, whichever it will be your banks or any kind of it. So that type of it, they are having their own ID number, whatever it will be there, that number. Rest 1 will be of the industrial digit ID number, then a rest user number will be rest from 5 numbers, 5, rest of it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers will be your account number, and rest of it 1 digit number is whatever the limitation, and with the help of limitation we'll be checking out certain kind of it sums, and that will be your this one. This is what a 18 digit number means, and with the help of an 18 digit number, the thing is 16 digit, I'm so sorry, 16 digit number, the way how it has been presented with the help of an ID card, your credit card. Now I'll be showing you certain kind of it classification. I will be moving with the help of it classification, how the classification has been given. Now see. No. Here the thing is, you'll be learning with the help of a different type of a classification, how the thing is the cards are being used. We'll be moving further with the help of this also. We'll be having so many different types of it performed. Now. Just a minute, I'll just move it out that properly. Now. Classification of a credit card, there has been differently, it has been classified to each and every people. So how the thing is, what each and every transaction it has been done. Now see, based on, you need to just see it out this thing, for the based on this, it's based on, the credit card is based on, first based on mode of credit recover. First it is what, how you recover the credit first. Second, status of credit card, what are status, geographical validity, then based on franchisee, which has been tie-up, and next is what based on issuers categories. Now here you are having different types of it where the thing is it has been inbuilt. First, it is what a credit base. Here you are having the charging and revolving credit card. Now these are the two way where you are doing a transaction. Charge card, as if I've already given you ATM cards, debit cards, that is one type of a charge card, that only it has been there. And they charge whatever the transaction you do. As if I said, whatever the amount you remove from certain other banks, okay. So as if I'm having Bank of India and I'm removing the cash, I'm going from Canara Bank, and as if I'm moving with the help of it. So whatever the charge it has been there, they have been only giving that type of a charge. So these are what are based on the credit, where the thing is the amount can be with this you can do with the help of a transaction anywhere. Then revolving charge, revolving, it is what you're revolving, that is certain part of it amount which has already been there. Whatever the amount, as if you're doing a transaction, it has been minus from that account, and finally the thing is what the rest of the amount will be a balance one. Again you buy it any kind of it has been minus. So again, once the thing is the amount that has been finished out from the account, again you can just revolve that kind of it amount. Means already the thing is what the credits are been revolving into that only. So like it is moving on that. Next, based on the status of a credit card. Now you are having different types of a status, as if your standard card, business card, gold card. These are the different types of card. This all cards are different. It's not same. It's a standard card, which is a certain kind of it. You're having certain type of it standards, which has been there for the longer period of time. You can use business card. Usually, you can do with the help of business transaction. Gold cards, which you are giving a good type of it facilities with this, with the help of the card. Based on geographical and validating, that's domestic cards and international cards. The both cards are different. Domestic cards into India and till Nepal you can use it. The rest of the country you cannot use. And international cards which you can use it for the each and everywhere. Then based on the franchisee. Now, usually they're having so many tie-ups, as if I've said, there are so many types of credit cards. There are so many banks who have been set up with the help of a credit card, and they have been tied with the help of proprietary cards, MasterCard, Visa card, domestic tie-ups cards. So like internally, they have been get so many of tie-ups, so at least they thought about the customer will be getting attracted. So with the help of it, means these people had took franchisees of it. On the banks, they have been took the franchise, and finally they have been set it up with the help of proper terms. Then based on the issuers category. Now with the help of two, if one is individual cards, second is the corporate cards. Individual it's for the single one, and corporate cards for the you can do with the help of it business transactions. These are the two cards which has been inbuilt. Now we'll be moving with the help of further. We'll be moving with the help of it further. Like what is the charge card? Now as if we'll be moving one individually. A charge card, that a card that change no interest but require the user to pay his or her balance in full upon receipt of the statement issuers on the monthly basis. When similarly to the credit card, the major benefits offered by the charge card is that much higher, often unlimited spending limits. Now see, as if the same, just charge card, it is what they won't be charging any type of it interest. Okay, interest will be charging from if you are doing a transaction from some other bank, that type of a transaction when you are moving with the help of the ATM cards or what. Now into this charge card, as if you are having credit card, what will be there? So this is a simple way where you do the transaction, you'll be having certain limitations for a certain period of time. Whenever you buying any kind of goods and services, you buy those goods and services, and finally the thing is you are keeping out the balancing amount, means the credit amount. You are buying the goods into the credit, and then afterwards you are getting goods and services, and you are keeping the rest of amount into your hand. And finally the thing is, once you are doing with the help of a total transaction, once your month is over, 1 month is over, you generate the bills are being generated. Finally the thing is whatever the bills it is winning, you need to pay the charge. And after if you're not paying that charge, ultimately after that, after the period, whatever the date is given to you on a particular day, as if you're not filling out, finally the thing is after that, the thing is they require the interest. But previously if the dates are given to you, so ultimately it doesn't require any kind of interest. So it's a monthly basic systems where you do it a transaction. Mostly major benefits it is what if you are having so many of amounts into it, you can just give it out to check, and finally you can do the transaction. It has been clear. if you doesn't pay it out, so ultimately the thing is it's a very create a very wrong impact from that time. So your limitation has been dissolved for also certain period of time. So at least what a charge card, like you buy those goods and services, and after once the thing is the period has been completed for the 1 month, then afterwards the bills are generated, and once the bills are generated, you need to fill it out whatever the amount. It's a monthly basing system where you pay the charge of the credit. Revolving, a line of credit where the customer pay a committed fees and then allowed to use a fund when they are needed. It's usually used for operating purpose, fluctuations each money depending on the customer current cash flow needs. So this is why it's called revolving type of it. Revolving type of it where you do. I'll have one type of it one type of example. So at least what you people would be aware what are the revolving or how you do the revolving. So that is why here the thing is what revolving it is what a line of credit where the customer pay a committed fees and then allowed to use to fund where it has been needs usually used to operate a purpose fluctuations each month depending on the customer current cash flows. So as if I said, you put whatever the amount and then finally you do the transaction. Then after once a certain period of time, the thing is what again the thing is what your cash it has been fluctuated. So it is what the revolving the amount it has been revolving into the credit cards. Whatever the amount it has been still balanced. As if I said total, as if you buy 5,000 rupees any kind of an article, you pay 2,500, the rest 2,500 you just that amount you revolve on the future, or else what you do, the extra whatever the amount it has been there, you revolve that thing into the future. So this is what a revolving credit term. Then on the basis of, first we are learned on the basis of credit recover, how the amount it has been recovered with the help of two systems, charge card or a revolving credit card system you need to do it. Second, on the basis of credit cards. Now status, what are the status of the credit card? First, you are having standard card, gold card, then afterwards you are having a business card. These are the three types of it card where you can do with the help of a transaction. First, it is what with the help of its standard card. It's a general issues credit cards where the thing is the people usually issue the credit card, that's called a standard card. Usually you are having that type of it cards where you can do with the help of it transaction. Okay, usually in each and every card the people who generate the credit card, you are having a standard card which you can do with the help of any transaction. Business cards, that's also called the executive cards. It is used to the small partnership firms, solicitors, tax consultants for using of executives on their business trips. Usually it says what where any of the person want to issue any kind of it want to move for the business trips. So this type of it credit cards, but it's a one type of a business cards when you can use it. It's executive cards which is being there. Next, it is what a gold card, a credit card issued by a credit card companies to the favor the clients, entitle them to the high unsecured overdraft, some insurance covers, etc. So this type of it, like as if you are buying a gold card. So gold card will be of the thing is where any of the things you're getting certain good benefits, you're getting certain kind of it offers on any kind of an insurance, parallel you're getting any kind of it overdraft, you're getting certain kind of it coupons you're getting on, and with the help of that coupons the thing is what you can avail with the help of certain transactions. So these are the three different types of cards on the basis of status. So like as if it shows na certain kind of it means how you are from the how the people are. So as if the gold it will be on the great level, then afterwards you are having the platinum that will be on the very excellent level. Okay, then afterwards it will, if it is on the silver it will be on the ground level. Means it's not total on the ground, but it will be a okay level what we are say. So this is what different types of it cards with the help of status, like as if we give the marks now, we check the performance with the help of it, how many you do the transaction. It has been appraised, and with the once it has been appraised, so ultimately it shows certain kind of it good advantages. So this is what first it is a standard card, business cards, gold cards. So these are different types of it cards. Next it is what Next, it is what costs associated with the charge card. Now, here there is I have given certain kind of it where the charge card it has been there. Examples to dinner clubs, okay, which has been issued by Citibank, and American Express's cards, which is given for the help of an international one. Now, see, the cost associated with the charge card will be often be a set set free for the cards along with a large penalty on any unpaid balance. This type of card does not allow the card holders to carry a balance from 1 month to the next, as they would be a credit charge card within a credit card. American Express and dinner clubs are the examples of credit cards. Now, usually there are certain cards which here they are given American Expresses and dinner clubs, which has been issued. Now, with the help of this two card, it is like as if your amount is balanced, it can't be recovered on the next month. So, like as if, for example, currently the thing is it is moving out on the June. So, like whatever you do the transaction, and finally you will be getting a bill on the July. So, on the particular date you need to pay it on the July. So, if the thing is the same transaction and annually if the July is meant, and still if you are doing a transaction but you are not paying the previous amount which has been balanced, if you are not paying out, so ultimately the transaction won't be covered on the further, so that it will be stopped. So that is this type of cards which is called the charge card, which we have learned previously. So this type of facilities won't be available. Revolving card, as if I said to you. Now see, if you have a credit, now see, first I'm moving what are revolving cards. Revolving cards credit, what a revolving credit arrangement allows you to borrow up to your credit limit without having a repay each time you need a cash. As you repay the money you have borrowed, it's called a borrowed again. So this is what your revolving cards is one type of it. Borrowing cards, you're borrowing the money, like whatever the limitation it has been there, with the help of the limitations you're borrowing money, and finally you're doing the transaction into it. So like from your amount only, the thing is the amount will be deducted, means your limit from your limitations only the amount will be deducted. Now see, for example, if you have a credit card, okay, now see, I'll be moving with the help of an example. Now, if you are having a credit card with a credit limit of 1,500, okay, and you make the purchase of 400 rupees, the amount of the credit you will be having availed with the help of 1,100 rupees. But when you repay the 400, your credit limit goes back to 1,500. Assume you haven't charged anything else on the card. So this is what it is called a revolving card. Means your credit limit is 1,500 rupees and you're purchasing any the goods from, means it has been totally deducted onto your limitations. The same it has been there, but little bit is what revolving. Again the thing is what, as if you pay the amount. So ultimately the thing is what your limitations will be that much only, because under this charge card there is certain limitations which is for the longer period of time. But for this the thing is what it has been there, like whatever the limitations are there, so whatever the amount it has been there, again you pay the cost, again the thing is your limitations will be same. So this is what is called revolving card. Now see, at any given time, your balance due may fluctuate from 0 to maximum credit limit. So, anytime it can move from 0 to upper limit. If you doesn't use a credit line in any buying cycle, no fees applied in the most case. But if you have a balance due and don't repay the full amount, financial charges have been added to your next bill. If the thing is the transaction has been not done, then afterwards finally the thing is if you doesn't pay it, so finally the thing is whatever the amount it has been there, it will be added into your account in the next month. So this is what it has been there on the way of revolving card. Some revolving credit arrangements such as a home equity line of credit may have the predetermined end dated, but the majority are open-ended as long as you make a list of minimum required payment of a time. This is usually for the minimum payment times where you're having a less amount and you do the transaction. Revolving card. Next, a geographical validity. That's a two type of it. Geographical validity. It's a domestic one, and second is an international one. Domestic, as if you can't use that. You can only use into the Indian and Nepal, which are for the domestical one. And the international, usually the cards have been used for the international one. If you do a transaction, currently you are having a multidisciplinary, multi-way of banking with the help of it, like different type of countries. You're having a one card where as if you move it to the any kind of it bank, you can use that type of it cards over there. So these are the way where during with the help of it geographical interventions, the cards are being validities. The cards validities are being shown with the help of two. First will be having of domestical cards. Second will be having with the help of an international cards. Now the domestic cards, usually the cards have been involved with the help of Indians. and Nepal, true Nepal, like rest of all the domestic, like in the Bhutan, it has been known. Next, internationals, as if I said to you, like international to be of outside only, it has been, the credit cards have been valid. Internationally are called as the international way, which has been available with the outside. Next, franchisee, when it has been tied up, like as if I say Masters and Visa cards, then afterwards you are having proprietary cards, then afterwards domestical tie-up cards. Now these are different types of cards where the thing is what it has been tie-up, or else they are by any kind of a franchisee with the help of certain links. Now first, proprietary cards. A bank issues such cards under their own branch, that is under their own brand. That is called proprietary cards. SBI cards, CAN cards of SBI cards, CAN cards of in Canara banks. Now this they have been set it up with their own banks. Now usually you are having BOBs, that is called BOBs, that is Bank of India, Bank of Baroda. They have been set up with their own cards. Okay, that they have given the cards in that is POB. Then afterwards the same, the Canara Bank also has set it up certain kind of credit card that is called a CAN card. That is called a Canara Bank card. This is what a different way where they have been set it up with the help of a card with their own proprietary name. So this type of a card has also been there. Masters cards, which have been the cards is issued under the umbrella of Mastercard International, where the thing is what it has been linked it up with the help of tie-ups with the help of certain kind of branches. They have been tied with it. Next, Visa card, yours also having the issued by any bank having the tie-up with the Visa International. There's two Masters card and Visa. They all the banks are having the tie-ups with the help of a way of international one. So at least what this card you can use it for the international way. Then usually Masters cards are doesn't used. Visa cards are usually used to the outside of it. So it becomes very good way of transaction. Masters card are for the certain way for the generic, for the domestic cards one only. Domestical tie-ups card, it's used for any banks having the tie-ups with the domestical credit card brands such as the CAN card and in banks. That's in banks which has been there. These are the two types of it where it has been linked up into the domestical way. For the international, it has into the domestical way only. Whatever it has been used, it has been used into the end only. Now as if wherever you set it, you use that type of it only, banks type of it. So with the help of it, it becomes very good way where you do with the help of this type of a transaction. No, on the basis of we learned with the help of franchisees tie-up, franchisees tie-ups. This is the where it has been there. Then afterwards, okay. Now we went with the help of just a minute. Went off and franchisee cards. Now we'll be moving with the help of a issuer cards, two types of it, individuals and corporate cards. There are two types of it, individuals and corporate cards. Individual are non-corporate based that are used for an individual. They are used for the, it's not for the, it's for the meant for the individual people only. It's not for the corporate one where you people does the transaction. Corporate cards are usually used for the business way where the people are into the firms, and you can do with the help of business transactions. Now, innovative cards, there are different types of it cards. It is having the different type of it innovations. There's ATM cards already been there. Debit cards, debit design saving bank account, already they are having been designed with the help of in saving account. Next, private labeling card, that is a private labeling card is issued by the retailer and can be used only in the retailer shop, usually which is being used into the retailing shop. That is called a private labeled bank. Just a second. Okay. Now these are the different types of cards. We went with the ATM cards or debit cards. Private label cards, which is usually used for the retailing shops. The people who are into the retailing one, they are into the shops, the stores where they use this type of a transactions. It becomes very good way of completing the cards. We are giving the credit facility to the people. So this type of it is called private labeling card, which are already giving for the retailer shops names already been there. Usually you are having pantaloons, they are having big bazaar, like whenever you go you are having their private dealing cards, like the company with, like usually it is on the retailing shops and all. Whenever you are having usually cards for the McDonald's also currently they are nearby. So this, with the help of the cards, you can having their own, you can do like whenever the transactions, and you can just, so you're getting certain discounts, certain offers, you get it. So it becomes a very good way of communicating with the people. Issued by the retailers and can be used for the retailing stores only. Usually these cards are used into retailing. The pantaloons card, like whenever you're buying any kind of jeans or any kind of trousers and all. So this type with cards you can use over there. Then affinitive cards. This is the professional cards. Now, it can be used by the collecting with the people with some form of common interest on relation, professional, alumni, retired person or organization. Affinity cards, it's the people where usually the people are just moving out or just leaving out the organization, or the people are from the students who are alumni on the previous way. Like previously they are the old students, so that is where this type of way where they're having a certain group cards. So with the help of that cards, the thing is the people can be identified on that time. So this is what the innovative different types of cards. ATM cards we are aware. Debit cards, what it has been directly doing with the help of transactions, the saving. Now these are the different way where the cards have been there. This is a private where private label card which is already given to the retailing shop, affinity cards which is already given to the people who are being alumni, who have been retired, who are just leaving out their work and they are having the common interest into it. It's a group way where you're performing. Next, credit card cycle. A credit holder make a purchase and present it to the merchant instant of cash. Okay, now what is this transaction? How the credit card cycle, how the credit cards is being used? First, the thing is the card holders make the purchase and presents to the merchant instant of a cash. Like this credit card holders, the person goes to any kind of goods to buy certain goods or an article. He go over there, instead of giving a cash, once he buy, instead of giving cash, he gives the card. So this is for the first way. Whenever purchasing any kind, he presents the merchant one. He presents the merchant the cards. The retailer will check the number on the card and he will be tally the signature vouchers of the credit cards. Like whatever the charge, you'll be getting a two type of receipt, and that type of receipt, that type of a sign, that type of a number will be a miss, they will be tallying out, and once it is being tallied, next vouchers are sent to the banks which in the turn reimburse the customer payment. Now usually this retailing shops, what they do, how many the credits are being swiped, whatever the credits have been swiped, they kept it on the credit. Usually debits are become very easy because as if you swipe directly it goes to that person account only. So it becomes very good way. But when you're doing with the help of a credit card system, so you need to keep it that type of vouchings which has been given. It's a small type of vouching, whatever you get, as if you're buying any kind of shoes, clothes, any kind of particular articles, any kind of jewelries, any kind of accessories, and anything as if you buy. Whatever the thing is, you doesn't pay the thing is you doesn't give the amount or any kind of monetary thing. You just to swipe it out with the help of it, and finally the thing is, instead of giving money, you just give it the card, and with the help of the card, the thing is you are aware with the help of terms, you are aware with the help of goods and services. So this is what, and that. And the retailer, what is the duty of the retailer? They need to keep this card for the longer period. They need to keep it the receipt for the proper way, and they need to keep the vouchers. This small slip they need to keep it. And once, why they need to keep it up? Because this amount they need to submit it to the bank for the reimbursement. So that is this type of a transaction is when it comes into the current account way. Now see, what are the different type of cycles? Now see how the thing is the purchase, what a purchase and how the process has been there. How the bills are being generated and how the card holders are getting their amount. Now see, now purchasing, first you are having credit purchase, okay, you're buying the goods into the credit. Credit processing, what are processing? It has been credit card processing. Bill raising, how the bills are raised. Payment, bills to the card holder. Last but not least is the card payment. Now first, the most purchase of goods and services on the card first. Okay, you're buying any kind of goods and services, you can see it here. Purchase any goods and services. Second, merchant delivers goods after taking an authentic credit cards and noting the number and taking the signature of the same. He just find it out each and every details, he check it out the sign, each and everything. And then finally the thing is that if the card is authenticated, finally the thing is what he accepted the process. Next, merchant raised the bills of purchase and send it the credit cards issuing banks by the payment. Okay, so like even the purchasing, whatever the purchasing, like that is where they give the xerox of the bill. So with the help of the bill, they need to give, they need to attach it, that type of it slip, which is given to the two parties. For the customer also it is given, one they have given for the retailer with the help of the signature one, they give it to the, because as if you swipe, the process once it has been done, they accept the card, the signatures, the date, validity, each and everything. Finally, the thing is what the PIN number, as if you put it, you're having the receipt, whatever you're getting out, that remove two receipts. One, it is given to you, and second, what the retailer one kept, you need to just sign it. This sign, it will be authenticated on that time. So this is what, like whenever the retailer one will go for the bank, so ultimately the thing is the transaction, after that with the help of chip only that it can be shown. Then issuing the bank paying amount to the merchant establishment, that is called a payment. Like whenever the retailer wants the reimburse, so you need to give it at that bill. The chip on the vouching, they need to file it, and that filing you need to perform with the help of an establishment to the merchant one. So then afterwards, if it has been done, so finally the transaction will be done into the account. Bills to the card holder, issuing banks bills, raising the bills on the credit card holders and send it for the payment. Like they need to keep it on one file, and with the help of one file, each and every details will be properly aware, and with the help of it aware, the payment are being given on that time on the basis of the basis of how they have kept it for the voucher. Last, credit card holders make the payment to the issuing banks, and what happens is for our people, what we do, we just, as if the data has been completed out, so finally the thing is what, we pay the amount into the particular period of into the bank. Like as if 1 month it has been given to us, so after completing 1 month, you pay the amount into the bank. So these are the good way where a credit card cycle, how it has been worked from the credit purchasing, as if you buy the goods, till with the help of a car payment, how you do with the help of a car payment, as if for the 1 month, as if it has been completed, you pay the amount. So this is what the transaction it has been done. Next, mechanizing of credit card operations. Now how the credit card operations are being done, how the people move it into the account. Now see, as if I'll just move it first. Yeah, I'll be having 4 things. I have just a minute. Mechanizing, what is the process? What is a mechanical way where the amount, as if you say, no, this just, if you just swipe it out. So like when you're doing the swiping, what is the process? How it is moved? So this is what a process it is with there. First is what? Card issuing banks. You're having card user customer, merchant bankers, merchant established. So these are the 4 systems where the thing is the transaction has been done. These are the person who is issuing the bank. The bank is issuing a card. Okay, customer to whom it is given. Okay, the cards, and finally the thing is merchant banks. Then afterwards, how the merchant established, who has been established, the main thing. What are merchant banks? Like what are that person transaction? Means as if I'm buying the goods. Okay, for example, I'm buying the goods from that Bajiwala, okay, or else I'm buying the goods from Big Bazaar. So as if what I do, by Big Bazaar having account in SBI and I'm having account in Bank of India. From my account it will be debited and from his account it will be credited. But currently the thing is I'm doing a payment with the help of a credit card. So usually what will be happening, that person, banks and my banks will be both will be a third party will be doing a transaction, but it will be between you, it will be between that person and from my person. Now see you. First, card issuing banks, the card issuers, customers, okay, he'll be having that type of bills. This 2 person will be having a transaction. This will follow him. He will follow him. Then next, Again, this will be also the same one when you're presenting a card. Next, merchant established. Okay, he'll be performing with the help of card users, he'll be having a connection while buying the goods and all. Once again, he'll be also having the same relationship with that person, it should be there. Next, merchant establishment, like after performance this thing, the merchant established will be having the relationship between a merchant bankers, like with the help of that person. So again, that person will be also having the relationship with the help of that person. Next, the card issuing banks and merchant banks, the third party, what I said, it will be having the same type of a transaction between between the both. So like a contract. Now I just perform with the help of just a minute. How the things are being collected and how the thing is you're showing. Now see, can you see the red dots, red lines? Okay, red line, see. First, contract of a credit card, you'll be having this two person will be having a contract relationship between the two people. That's a contract will be there. Issuing of credit card will be the second one, like the person, the banking will be giving to the issuer, the user will be giving the card. Second, payment of a credit card will be done from here only, from this person, from the credit, because the customer is given, is availed with the help of goods and services, so he needs to pay the certain kind of an amount. Next, we are into the third steps, we comes in the fourth step. So on the doing the fourth step, charging of credit cards and raising the bills. Okay, this is the system between the merchant banks, like whatever they're doing, like whatever the charging, whatever it has been done, whatever the goods he has been bought by the help of a customer. So like the thing is the bill will be raising, whatever the charge he'll be giving with the merchant establishment. Next, fifth, submission of the bill for the collection. You need to submit it to the merchant banks. So like these are the banks. As if I said, this Big Bazaar is having an SBI, I'm having a Bank of India. So SBI one. So I need to just, as if he has been debited from my account from my Bank of India. But now the thing is the receipts have been there. So that receipt we need to submit it to the merchant bank for collecting of money. Next, payment of money. Again you need to do it. Once it has been done, you need to pay the amount. Once you pay the amount, okay. Finally, clearing the settlements. You're clearing the settlements between these two. Which will be these two? Bank of India and SBI. We both will be performing their transaction. So this is what the mechanizing of credit card operations, where the thing is this four people: card issuing banks, card user customer, merchant banks, merchant established. This all the people have been availed on that time. So like once it will be away, so finally the thing is what you can do with the help of it, transactions. Just a minute. No. Okay, so this is one mechanizations where credit cards are being operated. This is the where the four systems where they operated. Now, advantages of a card holder. What are the advantages which you get it for the card holder? That is what? Now, what are the advantages you get it for the card holder? Now you will be moving with the help of this key. Just a minute. Okay, so this is what we learn with the help of mechanizations of credit card operations. Then afterwards we will be learning with the help of it what are the advantages you get it for the card holders. Why the thing is what this type of it credit card it is given to the for the people who are holding with the help of the person. First, it's a simple, convenient, and can be substituted for the cash. Okay, you're like in the presence of the cash, you can substitute this. It becomes very easy. If certain period of time, if you're not having the money, at least you are having the card, you can avail with this. Then convenient methods of payment. It's a good way of payment, as if for the 1 month also you can pay it out. Like the limitations of this card for the 1 month. Like whenever you just enjoy with the help of an credit, and finally on the 1 month you need to pay the cost. He needs no not approaches for the bank for taking credit. Okay, your the best part, it is what it is not as if I want to buy something, I should not give the call first to the bank, can I buy this? So this thing is come. So this thing, it becomes very easy. Credit card issues by the leading bank are accepted in many countries. Now currently there are so many type of it credit card has been came. So like people can buy any from anywhere, it can be buy, and it can be used in any part of its country. So it becomes very good way where you can use it, where the Visa cards has been came. So ultimately it becomes good way of transaction. Holders can withdraw the cash from any branches of major banks worldwide, as if you're having ATMs and debit cards. So ultimately on the worldwide, anywhere you go, you can do with the help of, you can swipe the cards and you can do the transaction, and you can like throw away the cash, and then after you can use the withdraw anytime the cash as if you want it, and finally you can do the transaction. Issuer of the card provided 24 hours customer helpline everywhere across the world in the case of emergency. This is the best part they have given, as if you are having any, if the cards have been lost and if the PIN numbers are not working, if any kind of a transaction, if you have paid the bill but still the cards have been not complete, if the you have paid the bill but still if it is not working out the card, so at least what you are having a customer free line on customer services, you are having on the 24 hours. So you can just go and you can just pick out you can speak it out, and finally you can have the way of advantages of it. You can hold, as you are a card holders, you can have the very good advantages. So it becomes very good way where you can communicate with a longer period of time, and you can accept it, you can enjoy the way of accepting the credit and performing your duties and that person also duties. So it becomes very good way. Now what are the advantages for the customers, for the merchants and shopkeepers? Guarantee payment, as if means as if the amount has been swiped, ultimately the payment will be there. There is a guarantee on the payment. Lessons then the security risk of holding of cash. Okay, so like for the even currently they are having so many shops where it has been shops, but they are accepting the cash, so it becomes very difficulty of keeping so many amount into the locker. So like on presenting when they are into the shop, so that is where this becomes very risk free. They need to just swipe it out, and whatever the amount it will be there, it will be just deducted from the account. Next, overseeing visitors may purchases providing new market for the retailing. Okay, even overseas visitors, like from the people who are coming from the outside the countries, they can also purchase more goods, like afterwards seeing out more items, and they can buy more. So it like becomes a good way where the merchants and shopkeepers are having aware with the help of good advantages on that time. Then now to the credit cards and companies, banks, it becomes what are the advantages for the companies who are being linked it up with the help of certain kind of a credit card, and for the banks. For the bank, the sources of a revenue, once they will be getting a good way of revenue, the amount will be generating more by joining fees. What are the fees they will be getting? See, because here the thing is what here you are having, they have been linked it up, and there are so many business companies are being enacted with the help of the banks. Okay, you are having Masters, Visas, then Discovers, Visas, Masters, you are having American Express. So these are the different types of cards what has been built. Now they have been showed certain kind of a new way of variations of their cards. Now you can see the credit cards to the credit card. The main why the thing is this type of logos and this type of companies and are linked to the bank. First, they are having the source of funds, revenue will be generating more. First, joining fees will be like whatever the joining fees will be there, it will be internal. Then card renewal fees also they'll be having, service charge for the retailers and interest charge on the customers. They have been given whatever the service, because what retailers are giving us a service, and we need to pay the interest relating to any kind of customers, because what as if they are giving you the amount into credit. So you are having that type of facility as if you doesn't pay the amount, so like with the help of a certain interest you need to pay the cost. So this is what it has been said with the help of a credit card banking. Now, responsibility of a credit. What are the responsibility of the credit? Like any, as if you're buying anywhere from the certain way where it is a credit, like as if you're giving, if the person is giving you the credit, like certain things where you can pay it on the future. So what are the things? It should be a real cost of debt. Okay, whatever the thing is, whatever you have buy, there should be the real cost, whatever the amount it has been there, that amount only you need to pay it. Don't use the credit to live beyond to your means, like whatever the amount is given to you, should not move beyond to that. Like for example, if it is given 5 lakh rupees, you doesn't move it for the 6 lakhs rupees or certain 40,000. If it is given to you, doesn't cross your limit of 50,000. That is, it is all about the detail. Read the fine printing, whatever it will be a proper way of details which has been given, and whatever it has been printed, the same it will be. Pay as much as you can, as earlier you can. This is the main logo. Like whenever you're buying any kind of it credit, when you're using a credit card, it becomes very difficulty to use this kind of heavy words, because it's really hurt on that time. Like as if when you do the shopping, it is like awesome way, like you just move it out, just do the shopping, and finally the thing is, what do? You buy this, you buy that, and finally you just swipe the cards and finish. Once when it happens, when you pay the amount after 1 month, and on that time, so like paying of this are the hard words. What do you think? Pay as much as you can. Like you can need to pay so much, but as early as you can, as if you're paying earlier, you get it the good advantages. So these are the way where you get it on. Disadvantages, here you are having so many things, because disadvantages is there for car holders, shopkeepers, and even for the help of credit card companies. To the card holders, it becomes very difficult way to loss of cards where it is being done. Okay. Now, for the cards, for the card holder, first it becomes loss stealing of a card. It becomes very difficulty for the card holder, because as if they have kept somewhere else, or it has been stolen from somewhere, so it becomes very disadvantageous. Also, it has been there. To the merchant and shopkeeper, retailers are required to pay a certain fees and services charge at an agreed percentage of the credit card sales. Like what happens, like any of the person, when retailers, when these pantaloons are there, you are having big bazaars, you moving with any kind of retailing shops, you move it, you buy those goods, and finally you doesn't pay them, or you just pay with the help of a credit card. The I guess people would be aware, they charge certain 2%, 3%. They just did, I mean, the extra amount they charge, and so that type of services they need to pay it off. So if the thing is, if it doesn't pay the amount, they need to pay the service, because once it has been swiped, so it becomes very disadvantage. They need to give it the extra way of interest they need to pay, this charge they need to pay it out as they are using. So it becomes very disadvantageous for the merchant shopkeepers also. Though now for the credit card company, first risk of in bad debts, they need to think about it now. I mean, as if I'm paying the cards, but ultimately the thing is, what the people are getting swiping, and finally as if when you go for the amount, the people doesn't buy it, so it becomes very difficulty to recover those bad debts. Then risk of fraud. There are so many people currently they are teaching you regarding to this type of credit card. So it really becomes very hopeless currently. So that people are into. So that is why they are having so many type of disadvantages. They have been driven on that time. So with the help of disadvantages, the thing is what each and everything there so thing happens. So that is why it becomes, there are so many people who are been fraud of giving you the ATM cards and this credit cards. So becomes very difficulty for it. What are safety tips? There are certain tips you need to follow, like whenever you're accepting any kind of credit card, there are certain type of things. First, sign card with a signature. There should means there will be a signed signature will be there, and with the help of it sign, the signatures will be the same one. Do not leave the card lying around. You need to not keep it the cards here and there. That is like the main thing. because if as if lost, so ultimately it creates a very very wrong thing, and ultimately the thing is created a very fraud way, and if you are only into the loss of certain kind of it and risk of in bad debts. Close the unusual accounts in writings and by phones, then cut up the cards. As if you want to just don't want to use that card, better it is you just keep it out the closed unused account. You need to just in your account don't keep any kind of money or don't keep any kind of transaction, and just you need to give the return format to the bank so that they'll be informing, so that they're destroying the card. Not give your account number unless making purchase. When anywhere, if you go for the retail any kind of shop, don't give the account number, because this also with the just only giving with the help of an account number, it can already use this type of it credit card. So that is why the thing is certain wrong thing, certain wrong impact would be happening. So on that time, you should not give to when you're purchasing, you should not show your account number to anyone else. Keep a list of all cards. Okay, you need to keep it all the cards list. Account number, phone number separate from the cards. Like whenever you're using a card, you need to just spread it out all these cards with the help of account number, this and all. The phone number separate from the cards, you need to just write and you need to keep it out as if it has been there. Report the stolen and lost or stolen card promptly, like as if the card has been like misplaced somewhere, or as if it has been buried for somewhere else. If it has been moved for somewhere else with the wrong way, like it has been stolen, or as if the thing is word wrongly it has been used, so finally you need to report it to the bank. So at least where the banks will be stop that kind of a card for further unused one. So that is where this type of it. If you are having certain issues and certain challenges you're getting out, like when you're performing this type of a duties, you're having certain issues and challenges. Dedicated card specific versus the share use of resources. Like as if you need to be a very dedicated. If the card if you're once you're using a card, it becomes very dedication way. You need to perform that type of whatever the duties are in there. Priority, speed of decision, focusing. It should be this type of a challenging. You need to be a very prioritized. Okay, and decision making, it should be a proper way where you're consolidating with each and everyone. Ongoing management, whatever it will be outbounding telemarketing process, which is when you're doing out with the help of a transaction. Future developmental competency capacity, there should be information based decisions. Okay, you will be having proper way of controlling, and competency, you need to be into the proper way of competency and proper way of controlling each and every system. It should be compulsory, it should be done. So like it is thank you for this with the help of this type of it. You can do with the help of the way of transaction developing with the help of issuing. So that is the previously what we have went with with the help of a transaction. So this is what we have completed with the help of a chapter that is called a credit cards innovations and credit cards in India. So the two way aware of chapters which has been there. So like we have learned what is credit, what are credit cards, what are smart cards, what are debit cards, different types of cards also we have learned. We have learned with the help of in history how the thing is prominently it has been used, Now we'll be moving into the once to the first time what we'll be moving. Now see, the credit cards, we learned with the help of a credit card histories what we went with the olden period of time on the 100 on the 50s and 60s the transaction was done, but on the 61 the thing is the transaction were made into the positive negative one, and the 71 the thing is the FCRA which has been inbuilt there, that is a there's a Fair Credit Reporting Act. With the help of this act on the 71, the thing is what the credit has been performed on that time. So this is what it was born the previous of 100 years ago, and then afterwards they will perform with the help of a small business person, and then finally with the help of small business person, the large of the people, merchanters has been gained to come together, and then afterwards they perform their duties, and finally they move it into the greater way of it. So that is why after 91, each and everything, the FCRA came. So finally, why they have came? Because to maintain, to record properly each and every retail, to set it up each and every credit, how to perform at credit, and how the thing is each and every transaction it has been done into the proper way. Next types of credit cards, we went with the Paytm card, debit cards, smart cards, then after check guarantee cards, Okay, these are the different types of cards. With the help of the card, each and every transaction it has been done for the longer process. Next, ATM cards, we learned that's the one type of it, 24 hours, 24 hours day. Every day you can perform, each day this every day of every day you can use it for the year. Automatically teller machines, which has been said, you can use anytime. This is the way where and as if even good way of checking accounts. Okay, the financial transferring of funds and all, so it becomes very good way of using ATM. It's all the automatic teller machines. Next, debit cards all are having their certain electronic chip, and with the help of an electronic chip, it's one type of it, ATM only, but with the help of the chip, this chip it is directly transacted into the account. So it becomes very good way where you do the transaction directly. It has been debited from your account only, and finally the thing is what, it has been credited to the customer's account or a person account, whatever the person you do the transaction. Smart cards, already it has been embedded with the help of a computer chip which has been already there. Okay, with the help of this type of a chip which is already there. Okay, why does this type of chip is given? So like as if each and every details are been stored properly, it has been properly acquired properly, so that is why this type of a details are being sent, this type of a details are being availed. Credit cards are one type of pre-approval credits which can be used for purchasing of an item now and payment into the later. You can buy it right now and pay it on the later. Next, credit legal agreements to receive the, you just pay instead of paying a cash, you pay the with the help of a card, and you can pay it in the future. So you can pay the amount in the future. It will be of credited. You need to give it on the credit one. It's a one type of a plastic way where plastic bags, plastic cards which has been there. Okay, and usually there's having length and breadth which are already given 85 to 60 and 53 to 90, 50 to 9, 53 to 90. So with the help of this only, the thing is the card structures will be performed. Next, eligibility. For what this cards you require the eligibility. First you require the saving, there should be a certain kind of it account. Okay, then afterwards you'll be having a certain particular way of assets and liabilities. As if I said, you need to have a bank balance previously, whatever. If you need to present a salary account. If you're working somewhere, you need to, it's compulsory, you need to present, because for them only the thing is the cards, credit cards has been issued. So that type of it credit card which is being given. Then finally once as if you do it this step way, and once it has been approved, then only the person is eligible for the credit card. Next, particular displays. What are the things are been displayed into the card? Already it has been there. You are having a name of the customer, 16-digit card number, validity date, Visa holograms and Visa logos. Both the things are there in the name of issuing banks. What are the banks? It will be there. Signature period, it will be there. Magnetic strips which are backside from this card, backside of the card, they will be having the 4-5 lines, and with the help of that card. Next, you will be having a PIN number which is already given the PIN number, and with the help of the PIN number will be a very secret number. Next, see here the thing is a 16 digit, how it is, what do you mean by 16 digit, how it will be. Starting will be of only one number, will be the first number will be of your industrial ID number. The rest 5 numbers will be your user ID number, which will be generated automatically from the electronic way. Rest in the number, okay, rest of the rest to 6, 7 numbers. It will be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 numbers will be your account number, whatever is your account number it is in there. And the rest is the sum of amount, whatever the limitations are being generated, and the limitation number will be given to it. Next, which we have went with the classification, the different type of classification. First it is on the credit base, status of credit base, geographical validity, franchisee tie-ups, and on the issuers categories. So first it is what on the basis of the credit recovered you are having putting charge cards, and second it is what revolving cards, whatever the charge here, there is no interest it has been paid, whatever the amount it has been months, once it has been completed you need to pay the amount. Revolving, it is what already the amount it has been given to you, and that amount, from that amount only you just minusing out. So as if the rest of the balance, if you paid on the certain period of time only, so ultimately again it will be reimbursed into your limitations. So this becomes a very good way of revolving. Domestic, second, status card, you are having 3 types of cards. Standard card, which is a normal card, whatever it has been given. Business cards are usually for the executive cards for the higher level authorities. When gold cards, it is a certain kind of, it offers certain kind of it benefits, you get it for the insurance or any kind of it policies, you get it, there's a gold card which you get it. Then on the basis, you're on the basis of the geographical validity, you are having two domestic and international cards. Domestic where it is used on the Indians and you can use into the Nepal, and international which is usually used with the for the outside the country. Based on the franchisee tie-ups, you are having, there are so many proprietary cards, masters, visas, domestic tie-ups. There are different types of it people who are being having this type of it cards which has been given. Then you are having issuers, banks, issuers categories, individuals and the corporate cards. These are the two types of it cards. These are the two